We live in a world that loves to hear, but does not love to listen. A world that loves to look, but does not love to see. When society champions girls' rights in the UK, it centers the experience of white girls. And when we discuss inequality within the education system, well, that discussion centers black boys. Meanwhile, we have black girls who live at the intersection of two marginalized groups, their identities spanning multiple systems of oppression, yet their voice and presence are not heard or seen. You see, when you do acknowledge black girls, they are known for their aesthetics, the beauty in their clothes, their hair, and, well, their style. All of this is celebrated and seen as a crowning jewel when on others, but for black girls, the way they look is discriminated against within the very systems that are supposed to serve and protect them. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever really tried to understand black girls, their feelings, thoughts, dreams, and challenges, let alone the ways in which they can be supported and uplifted? The stereotypes of the black girls you think are angry without understanding their emotions are just expressing themselves like everyone else. Those same black girls who you say are too loud are just trying to make sure their voices are heard. Those black girls that smile and don't say anything, well, they're the ones too anxious to be themselves in all of their glory. And all the black girls who are adultified and viewed as women, well, now they need and want to be treated as black girls. We have created a world where black girls wear armor to protect others. In fact, these girls are the armor for others, whilst feeling unprotected. So as a result, we have black girls spending more time mobilizing than healing from the experiences they should never have had to experience. One could argue that this is not even an active choice, but a method of survival, a coping mechanism to give a black girl a fighting chance to be heard. As behind her exterior, she's holding off a war, but who is protecting her? So I'm going to tell you a bit about myself. Because living as a black woman today, I've had to ask myself, where is the black girl? Where is my black girl? I had to find my inner black girl through healing, empowerment, and resilience. You could say I needed her. Through healing, I was able to reclaim my inner black girl. I needed to recognize that I had wounds that needed healing, not plasters, but healing. Understanding that this would not be easy, but it was so necessary. For me, and if you know me, this was difficult, but healing started with trust. I had to learn to trust the people who had broken the trust when I was a girl. I had to learn to trust, authority and all. I had to learn to trust myself, and trusting myself looked like believing in myself, recognizing that the things I was too embarrassed to do when I was a young person, and processing the pain I held in that now, that's turned to power. Healing for me was about being still and allowing myself to connect with a process that, I ran from for so long. But that wasn't my fault. You see, the things I'd seen and I'd been through, well, it only required me to look strong. But this thing called healing wanted me to be vulnerable. And I'm not here telling you that this was a quick fix or a one-time thing, but rather, it has been and still is a journey of self-exploration, a journey of seeking and saving my black girl child that somewhere along the way got buried alive to survive. Now, empowering. Well, empowering my inner black girl was not simply about what society told me I should, but digging deeper to reclaim all the power in all aspects of me. Take my name, for example. I'm sure you've read it, and you struggled a bit, right? My name is Ebinehita. Ebinehita. Dad, I know what you're saying. That's not the way we pronounce it, but we're in the UK. And my name means my destiny. See, I'm quite literally, you could say I'm a bit about Destiny's Child. Yeah, when I look back on my growing up, I struggled to see destiny, and I tell you this, I definitely saw no child. I didn't even know Ebinehita, like who is she? Because from primary school, well, you guessed it, my name was shortened to 3 letters, Ebby, so that other people were not inconvenienced in pronouncing my name. And you see, it's something as simple as this that is front and center in the erasure of Black girls' voices and visibility. You know, they quickly learn to not put others out and become more accommodating, interjecting in the register before teachers butcher their names, or holding their tongue, boiling inside when asked, "Is there something shorter I can call you?" So empowerment here is about embracing my vulnerability, letting my inner Black girl breathe, speaking up for myself when it mattered, allowing myself to be vulnerable with others, and sometimes assertive, knowing it was more than okay. Finding the power in Ebby, the tough, independent girl who came through for everybody. But in Ebinehita, that vulnerable, quirky girl who didn't have her time to shine. My power came from seeing me, as I said, so that I could fulfill my destiny. Resilience. Well, I built this through fighting them stereotypes that they tried to place upon me. I had been able to resist a system that, quite frankly, failed me. But what I didn't realize, and I'm telling you, you're going to be shocked by this, is how my journey would be valuable to others who were having their Black girlhood erased. Man, I had just reclaimed Ebinehita. I was getting to know her. I'm out here trying to grow her. Then the world comes along telling me I'm going to work with girls. And at that point, I want to run right back to Tough Ebby. Because why? Tough Ebby was my comfort zone. And I was still learning to show up as Ebinehita. But in understanding my resilience, I knew I had the ability to choose who I wanted to be and show other Black girls that they could do the same while they were still young. So I created Milk and Honey Bees, a safe space where Black girls can be creative and put themselves first, flourish in and beyond their girlhood, be seen and heard. I'm sure you can see I love these girls. To this very day, you see Black women like myself and other Black women holding and leading their industries, the same places that, I guess when they were girls, failed to see, understand, and care for them. So let me tell you this, Black girls are quite literally your future. So let's meet them in their present. See her before you speak at her. Ask her before you assume. Learn how to pronounce her name. It's not hard. Accept her for who she is. Do you know why? Because Black girls deserve and demand a world that allows them to be unique individuals. Vulnerable, not always strong. Healing, not always healers. Creative and credited, not criminalized. Vocal, not voiceless. You see, me standing here today is not about creating something in Black girls that wasn't there to begin with. This is about recognizing that when you live in a world that acts like it doesn't see you, you slowly start to believe that you're invisible, that you don't matter, when in reality, you are everything and more, inside and out. So I'm going to speak to you, Black girls. Dear Black girl, your emotions are held. Your voice is heard. You are visible in a world that we continue to ask, when will you hear and see black girls.